So Justin, what's happening here with the Rural Fire Brigade? Why are you so upset?
What's happening is we're upset because we don't know what's happening. So there's been a change that was made, announced by the QFES and the Minister on the 4th of March. A change that changes the structure and the reporting structure for all rural fire brigades and all SES across the state, 43,000 volunteers. Did any of those 43,000 volunteers, were they consulted before the change? No, they weren't. Were the associations that represent the brigades and the volunteers consulted before the change? No, they weren't. That's bad policy, right? That's not how a responsible government does change management. And then when we talk around and say, there's 21 changes coming, this is the first of 21 in continuous improvement developments. We go, what are they? What do they look like? Can we have a look at them? Where are we going? What's the end state? What does failure look like to you? At what stage in your change management process have you identified what failure is? There's nothing there. It's just something that came out of Brisbane with no consultation, and now what we're saying is stop it. Please stop it. You followed a bad process. The process is not working. We want to know where you want to go. We want to know what you want to achieve. We want to know how this is going to be able to defend communities better. And up until that happens, then the brigades are quite rightly saying we want more information, because this is not just about a rural fire brigade. This is about how that rural fire brigade has the ability to defend its community in the future.
Can I ask a question? Do you think the minister's got this wrong, and are you disappointed the minister hasn't consulted with the very people like yourself?
Most certainly. Most certainly. So when you go to the change management cycle, the first thing you do is you come up with a plan, and then you consult, right? And then once you've consulted and everybody agrees this is what we should do, the next thing is that we start to do how we're going to implement the plan before we actually start it. What we've seen now is we've actually got the plan commencing, but then nobody actually knows how they're going to implement it locally. So people are scrambling to catch up. This is why we want to say, what are the 21 CIDs, the continuous improvement developments, and what do they actually mean? One of the CIDs was, the start of this whole thing was, who thinks place-based decision-making is a good idea? Well, we do. Who thinks locals should be empowered to make local decisions? Well, we do. Everybody thinks that's a good idea. And so while everybody agreed to it, then the result that came out and announced on the 4th of March was that now this is regionalisation, and we're putting the Assistant Commissioner of QFES in charge of rural fire. Well, we can't see how this question led to that answer. And if that's one of the 21 CIDs, what do the other innocuous phrases mean? These are the things that we need to know so communities can make positive decisions about how they want to defend themselves in the future. It's not lunacy to want to know where we're going on the journey.
Just want a quick response here, and I'm quickly.
Oh, I don't do quick responses.
Are you disappointed that the minister have not consulted with the very people this affects?
Oh, most certainly. We're most certainly disappointed that the Minister has not consulted. The Minister has quite clearly stated in Parliament that when this was announced, that before this was announced, consultation involved 390 paid staff. That's what the Minister said in Parliament yesterday. This consultation was with 390 paid staff. Well, there's 42,000 volunteers, and not one of them was consulted.